Hello everyone. So today I thought I'll probably talk about a topic which is, I believe, very important for many people because Jira as a tool, it has become not just popular but extremely popular. Of course, it is a good tool. In fact, it is a great tool. I like Jira, and I have built my career around Atlassian tools. At the same time, when someone is trying to find a job in the market, or maybe someone is trying to maybe enter IT industry, they do consider Jira, learning Jira as one option, and there is not much clarity when it comes to understanding, first of all, what to learn, how to learn, and what all different career options are there in the market. Now, in this video, I don't really want to talk about each and every aspect. In fact, I made a video, I believe, long back on the topic of basically various things that you should do or you can do when it comes to starting your journey. And in that particular video, I started with it's a long video, and I'm trying to also make another version of the same video, and most likely I'll probably do some kind of a workshop. So let us see how it goes. So I made this video where I talked about basically first trying to figure out what you want to do, what is your target, what is your goal, and then of course I gave you different options, and based on what you want to do, what path you can take. Now, of course, when it comes to Atlassian, you can become, or you can learn Jira to become a Jira user or a project manager. You may be looking for a Scrum Master role or a project management role. Maybe you want to become a Jira admin or a Jira consultant or a Jira developer. So there are different things that you can do, and I try to broadly break up what all you can do. But in this video, I mainly want to talk about technical experience or some kind of technical background. Now, you may be someone who has absolutely no technical background, or maybe you think you don't really have those skills. And I can give you a lot of examples because people ask me this question quite a lot. In fact, quite regularly, which is a great thing because I can definitely, I'm not really an expert in career guidance, but I can definitely share my experience based on my perspective, of course. Of course, I'm not really perfect. Whatever I'm talking about, this is, of course, my own perspective. And I do get to work with people as part of my job, which is great. And I think quite a lot about what skills you need to have when it comes to doing things in Jira. Maybe you just want to become a user, or maybe you want to make Jira as your main competency or primary skill, or maybe a secondary skill or good to have skill. So in case you don't really have any technical background, let us say you did some management course, nothing to do with any technical work. You're not really from engineering background, you don't know how to code, but of course if you're thinking of learning Jira, then of course bare minimum expectation is that you know how a computer works, you know how to open a website, and you can do basic computing. So that is of course there. If you can't do that, then of course learning Jira, forget about learning Jira. You have to first learn how to become comfortable using the computer. But in case you don't really have any technical background, I can of course share my experience based on common questions or kind of things that people want to do. Usually when people are doing some non-technical job, they think they are doing a non-technical job, which is, I believe, fine, because whenever we are working in any job these days, in case you're working for, to be honest, it could be any company, but there is technology involved. So people usually try to narrow down or try to categorize their skill set or whatever they are doing in different categories. Broadly, they talk about, okay, I'm doing something technical or non-technical, so which is fine. But I understand their point of view. I understand from where they're coming from. And when it comes to Jira, I guess they are probably trying to figure out whether learning Jira can help them, or whether learning Jira requires some technical background. So the answer is, in case you want to become, of course, I'll give you my blunt answer, and I guess that is what you're looking for. In case you want to become a consultant, let us say an Atlassian consultant, you can. There is some level of Atlassian, or not Atlassian. There is some level of technical background required, because you can't really be a Jira consultant if you don't really know what software development is. Of course, you can argue that, okay, people use Jira for non-technical stuff, which is fine. But in case you want to become a consultant, you will be helping someone how to use a tool. So there is some level of technical experience background required. It could be using tools. It could be maybe some, if not software development, some level of project management methodologies. You need to know those things. Without those skills, you can't really expect to become a consultant. And to be honest, to become a consultant, you need to have some experience. Now, if you're trying to become a Jira admin, then to be honest, even in that case, you need some level of technical background, because end of the day, you will be working on the tools. Now, when it comes to someone with some idea about tools and technologies, I know a lot of people who may not have any technical background or skills or degree, but they can still do things. I know people who can write code. Of course, I'm not really going to say that yes, you can learn each and everything, because none of us can learn everything. It depends on our interest. It depends on our desire and how desperate we are. But if you have no technical background, you can do like lightweight Jira admin stuff, but don't really expect to become like a full-fledged Jira administrator. Because if you, let us say, become a Jira admin, and most likely you will be doing Jira admin on cloud, then to be honest, it is very straightforward. Once you know how to do things, then you know how to do things. And when you join a company, or if you're thinking of joining a company without any technical background but with some Jira admin skills, then it will be difficult, because usually people are looking for some technical background. So Jira admins are expected to have some technical background, because they will not only be doing things on the UI, like creating schemes and workflows, they will also be doing automation. So you may not need like a solid programming background. You need to have some idea about basic technical stuff. So if you don't really have any technical background, let us say you were maybe you were a mechanic, or maybe you were a carpenter, or maybe you were working in a store, and you just know how to work on computers, but you don't really want to do that job anymore, which is good, and you want to become a Jira admin, great, you can. But also at the same time work on your technical skills. And in this video, of course, I don't really want to say yes or no. I also want to give you an idea on what you can do. For example, if you want to become a Jira admin, or let us say you want to do something with Jira as part of your career, then first work on some basic technical skills. Of course, let us say if you are like 50 years old, then I'm not really saying that do engineering or some technical course, but there are plenty of things that you can do. Maybe first get yourself comfortable with basic software development, learn about like agile, for example, or maybe different methodologies, learn about Scrum, learn about Kanban, also learn about project management, because you need to have these skills. And then on top of that, when you know about these things like what is project management, what is software development, you need to know what is code, how people manage code, how people interact with each other. Then ask yourself, or maybe you will realize that when people are doing software development, or when people are collaborating with each other, they need to, of course, make a plan. They need to store the information somewhere. It could be, a piece of paper, but when people collaborate, they need a tool. So you can definitely get into Atlassian consultancy. You can definitely become maybe a developer, or maybe you can become a Jira admin. Even for doing business consulting, you need to have some technical background. So first start with that. First learn about these things which I just mentioned, and then of course learning Jira is something that you can definitely do. And to be honest, I know people who reached out to me in the past, and I can give you one example, and I hope that person won't mind. Of course, I'll not take the name, but there was one person who had a degree in some bio something, like I don't exactly remember. I think it was psychology or something to do with biology, I guess. I forgot. But that person wanted to become a project manager, and that person, of course, was looking for a job in the market. So that person did some course in the past, some, I guess, Scrum Master course, something like that, or some PMP. I forgot the name of the course, but some project management course. But when that person was looking for a job, that person realized that in the market everyone is looking for or Jira is a desirable skill, because these days when you search for a project management role, they of course mention Agile, Scrum, blah blah blah, and of course you need to have some experience in case you are try to enter this new field, and you don't really have any project management experience. Then of course it will be difficult. Usually project managers are people who were delivering or who were doing something, and now they are managers. But even if you don't really have that experience, you can still do things. But even for doing things, you need to know how those things work, like let us say software development, because you can't really expect to ask someone to deliver something, or you can't really, if you don't really know how things work, then it will be a bit difficult. Of course, you can still do it. Not each and every project manager is like hardcore technical person. You can still manage things without technical background, but you need to know the tech, right? So that person, going back to that person then reached out to me for learning Jira, and then we of course worked. I gave that person some ideas, some tips, and a plan on things that person can learn. And fortunately, after a few months, that person got a job, because the goal was very clear. The goal was to get a project management role in some company and to learn enough Jira so that you can manage work. For example, if you are, let us say you have no technical background, like you can't really code, or you're not really a programmer, you were never really a software developer, but you want to become a Scrum Master. Maybe you know few bits and pieces, and when you learn Jira, you already have that knowledge. You know what a Scrum is, you know what a sprint is, you know what a rank is, you know what a backlog is, story points. So that is in a way some kind of knowledge that you need before you can learn Jira. And learning Jira will of course help you implement those things, or basically run your own Scrum team. So that is what I wanted to talk about in this video. Like, do you need a technical background to get into Atlassian ecosystem, maybe as a Jira admin, or as a Jira project manager, or consultant, or a developer? So my answer is yes, you need to have some experience, and of course you can learn as you go, but you still need some experience. All right, that is all I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new. Thank you very much. Bye bye.